So yeah, basically kind of slow in progress because finding out parts that I need. You know, sometimes ordering the wrong part, sometimes not having, you know, just a little nut, a little bolt, a little, you know, 25-cent key or something that you need. Kind of slows you down a little bit. But back to this. So the goal for me for this video is going to be to get the timing belt on there and adjusted. Now, I'm probably not going to be able to get the belt on actually on there and adjusted this go around. Reason being is I don't have the old belt, and the reason why that's going to hold me up a little bit is because to put the gears on the intake cams, it takes about 90 foot-pounds with this bolt right here. And obviously when you torque this down, you don't want the cam to spin, because if the cam spins, it's going to push the valves down, and the valves are going to push into the piston, right? Because the timing belt is not on yet. So the instructions that I'm following say to use the old belt, and they have like what's called a wraparound method, which you can use to hold the cam gear in place, so you can tighten it down to 90 foot-pounds. But again, like I said, I don't have the old belt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go to my local AutoZone, pick up a $30 belt, and I'm going to use that belt because I don't want to use my good Nissan OEM timing belt to do this. Another alternate method that you can do, if you haven't put your valve covers on, you can actually, there's a spot on the cam that you could put a wrench, and you could have somebody hold that wrench while you tighten down the cam. But since I've already thrown my cam covers on, I can't do that, right? So, and that's kind of something I wish I would have known before. I probably would have left these off to do that. But, you know, whatever, live and learn. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you all this stuff that I'm going to throw on. So to try to make it a little bit easier and spend less time running around looking for stuff, I try to lay it all out. So throw these pipes on, and I believe, yeah, they go like right here. And then I'm going to throw the cam seals each in here, 4 cam seals. I've got one of the old cam seals, so that way I can use it as like a to protect it as I hammer it in. This is the front crank gear. This is a little key that goes in there. And then I'll throw these pulleys on. These pulleys go here and here. And then after that, I think it's going to be, yeah, throwing these covers on. So throw these covers on. The rebuild kit actually came with all these little pieces to replace this stuff. Mine are actually, you know, still pretty soft, but I'm going to go ahead and swap them out anyways. And then I got all the bolts laid out for that. And then the intake and exhaust cams, which are right here. I've got all the hardware I need for that laid out. So yeah, here we go. Wish me luck. right, so finally got the timing belt on as well as the covers. If you watched the time lapse, you probably saw me struggle with the timing belt. I tried a couple different things. I followed directions from the manual. Concept Z has some instructions that I followed, and I also tried to use the walkthrough that's on ZNet or whatever. Those things didn't work for me. I had some issues where I was concerned that the timing belt slipped or something like that, because what I was trying to do was follow the directions, and the directions are kind of wonky when it comes to the tensioner. It tells you to like leave the tensioner loose, tighten it, and then turn it. I think it was like 120 degrees, and then loosen it, and then turn it, and all that crazy stuff. And when I did that, I'm pretty sure that the timing belt jumped on the gear. So I ended up not following those directions. This is what I did. If you saw me pull out, I've got an endoscope, so I basically scoped every single cylinder to make sure that I was super paranoid. I thought maybe the pistons or the valves had hit the pistons. So I scoped every single one of them. They were all good. I did find like a booger or something that got inside one of them. So if you saw me, I basically sprayed WD-40 down there and vacuumed it out because I was getting super paranoid. But anyways, I made sure that what I had done didn't mess up anything, and then I started all over from scratch. Credit to, I think it was like Zebra or something like that. I looked at that video and I followed his directions, which were pretty good. So what I did was I started at the crank, okay? The 5th line, I put the timing belt on there, and then looped it over the bearing thing here, and then lined up all the marks on all 3, okay? I took the tensioner and I took a pry bar and I pried tension on it, so that way it constantly had tension on it. So I just made sure I had tension on it. I put it as tight as I could get it, tightened it down, turned the motor over one time, checked the gap. It was too tight. I loosened it, turned the motor over again. It's no matter what I did when I tried to loosen the bolt on the tensioner, it did not loosen. So what I did was I took my pry bar again and I just loosened it just like a little bit, like a millimeter. And then that got me the right tension on the auto tensioner. So I turned it over a few times, forward, backwards, 3 or 4 times. And no matter what, I was right at 4 millimeters on the tensioner bolt. So I know I'm good. And I know my timing's good because I checked my timing. My timing is good. Threw all my covers on. Yeah, that took me a lot longer than I thought it would. And Jonah's not here to help me because he's sick. So he's been inside playing video games all day. Must be nice. So next, I also threw this bracket on. I want to show you this real quick. This is the power steering bracket. Now, again, I'm running AMS headers, so I had to clearance the bracket right here. And so this bolt basically is missing some of it. I had to shave some of it off, and I'll throw a photo in here of what it looks like and where you need to trim at. But yeah, I had to trim that up. It's not necessarily an instructions to throw this on, but I just wanted to get it off the table, so I went ahead and throw that on, and if it's in the way of something else, I'll take it back off. No big deal. And then when I threw these covers on right here, I got brand new covers because something happened to this cover, like it was all destroyed. And this cover was good, but then I was thinking, all right, I'm gonna have a brand new cover here. I'm not gonna have a new one here. So I just got this one. This one's actually a lot cheaper, probably because it never gets damaged. But put the little foam in there and all that good stuff. These bolts are like not in the best condition, so I'll probably get some new bolts. I'm probably not gonna replace all these because I'm sure these are expensive. I'll probably just do the ones that are really bad. Like I have these on the outside that are like super rusted, so I'll change those out. I got this in. I'm missing this sensor. I'm still waiting for Z1 to send me this sensor, as well as the O-ring and the flange that goes down there for the oil tree. So still waiting for those to come. I can't really do anything until I get the O-rings that I need for the fuel rail and the O-ring that I need for that oil tree. So what I'll probably do is I will pull the turbos out and then start plumbing the turbos, putting as many lines as I can on without actually putting the turbos on, or maybe I'll just put them up there to see, make sure they fit, because I know there's going to be some stuff I'm going to have to work through to get those new turbos to fit. So I also wanted to show you some of my ideas for heat shielding. So for the turbos, I got turbo blankets. Mishimoto makes some turbo blankets that's not cheap, but it was the cheapest ones I could find, and I know Mishimoto's a pretty good brand, so I went with them, and that's my solution for the turbos. I used the factory heat shields on these manifolds right here, so I'm good there. But I also wanted to do some other type of heat shielding. So like you saw me in the video, I put this little piece on here just as kind of like a test. I'll probably leave it on there because I think it's going to help probably marginally, but whatever. But here's some of these things I picked, and I just picked these up from my local AutoZone. So this is like a tape. You can pretty much put it anywhere. I actually use this a lot on my Ducati. This is like a adhesive heat shield that you could put. I'll probably save this for the engine bay, like right beside where the motor rests, where the turbos are going to be. I'll throw that on there. And then this quick fix tape, this is just really for this. This is for the fuel line. So I'll probably put this on all the fuel line. I use this on my RX-7, works good. You just shove it in there, and then you use this, whatever this is, to wrap the ends, which is I just got some more because I didn't have a whole lot. And then I also got this. I think I'll probably put this on some of the turbo oil lines, some other places like that. And then I also got this protect the sleeve, which looks pretty cool. I'm going to try to put that on a couple spots too, maybe on some brake lines or something like that. So, I mean, I think all this stuff right here is probably like, maybe like $100 worth of heat shielding stuff. So try not to go too crazy, but still have a little bit of protection. So that's all I have for this video. So just stay tuned for the next one. I think I probably have like a day or two more worth of work on this. Once I get the turbos bolted up, power steering, AC, alternator, all that good stuff. That's another thing I'm waiting on too, is the key for the pulley, so I can throw the pulleys on. And then I'll be able to do some last minute things. I think I am going to go ahead and put the AC lines back in the car, in the AC compressor, just so that way later on down the road when I do finally find a condenser, all the lines are in there. I just got to throw the condenser in there. So stay tuned if you want to see more progress of the car. I'm out.